Hello everybody, welcome back to GallupBuilt. Thank you all for stopping by and checking out this video. In this video I get some work done on one of the GMC Jimmys that was here for a bit. I also get some work done on the foxbody, a lot of the lighting and stereo wiring, and then I get some work done on Mama Bear's Explorer as well. So quick little video. Thank you all for stopping by and checking it out, and I hope you all enjoy it. Good morning everybody. I have made it to the shop. Today, I'm going to work on this GMC Jimmy that we've got here. It needs a few things done to it. Needs some new spark plug wires. And there's a couple of things that were also chewed on here. Here's a piece of it that was coming off. I think this is for the map sensor. And then also a lot of this right here. So this is what I'll be working on today. I'm going to clean all this up and then I'm going to get this started, and then we're going to figure out why there was a bunch of coolant in the back. When I got here, my bro Kyle was already assessing all of this and taking care of what needed to be taken care of. So now I'm going to do the wiring, and whenever he gets back, we're going to figure out what's going on with this while it's running. After a quick little cleanup, I'm going to start on this. This one as well too. I'm going to at least cut this back a bit and figure out what's going on. This right here. It plugs into, I think, the map sensor. Yes. And it came off of these somewhere. You can see what's going on with that. Yeah, that don't look too fun. Then we're gonna see what else is wrong with it. Yeah, should be fixed by the end of the day. Ooh, check that out. Somebody threw a spacer on here too. Nice. I had to add a couple of wires that were not the right color, only because I don't have any pink. And I didn't find any green. But other than that, everything seems pretty good. All of the wires that still fit were repaired with these little connectors. So there are a few of those. And then the rest of them I just spliced wires in. Kept the color code the same. Now I'm going to tape this back up and relue it. Okay, this doesn't look too bad. Cool. I've got these three done. Now I'm just going to tape it back up, add the loom to it. And then I'll move along to whatever else I can find on here. I got done with everything that I was doing with this. I had to go borrow one of the wires from the coil to the distributor from one of the trucks from the work truck outside. See what this does. Yeah, it runs. That's cool, because I don't know how long it's been since this thing ran, but I'm pretty sure it's been a long time. Okay, it started back up, no problem. Went into reverse, no problem. Nice. Whoa. It's actually pretty all right. I'm gonna let it run for a bit and see if there's anything leaking from it. Not really a bad ride. The leak has started. I opened the hood and I went to look for it here, and I noticed that it's running around from the front, and it's leaking from right here. Good morning everybody. Today I'm going to work on the Jimmy, the one that I was working on yesterday. One, we got to change all the fluids in it, so I'm going to change all the fluids, and then we got new plug wires and stuff. So new plug wires, this looks like TYC. This is usually signal lights or tail lights. So this is probably the tail lights for the Jimmy. The plug wires are there, and it looks like the radiator is here because we found a leak. I'm gonna swap out these vehicles real quick. I want to move this white Mustang and put the Jimmy on the lift right here. So I'm gonna start this and move this one out. I'm going to change the radiator, and the first thing I did was take the bolts out for this little fan shroud right here. And there are 3 on top, And then there are two on each side, right there, and then of course on the other side. I'm gonna pull the fan shroud, and then I'm gonna get this up on a lift. I'm gonna drain the coolant after I pull that skid plate, and then we'll start working on getting these transmission cooler lines unhooked right here, as well as the oil cooler lines, which are right there. Oh man. Of all of the radiators I've taken out of a GM S-Series vehicle, that one was a little bit much. Only because the oil cooler lines weren't coming out right. The trans cooler lines weren't coming out right. But it's out. I'm going to switch over what I need to. I think just the connections for the oil cooler are the only things I need to switch over. But I'm going to open this right now, and I'm going to see what I got to do. Looks like this one comes with a couple of connections. These are for the trans cooler line. These are tiny. Yep, those go on this side. We do not have any for the oil cooler lines. So I will go outside and take these off, I guess. These ones I will put on this side. I got these off of the other one outside. I cleaned them up, made sure the O-rings are good. I'm gonna put these on this side. Well, I'm gonna go on this side. After the new plug wires and a cleaning in the throttle body, this thing actually started a lot faster and it runs a lot smoother. The new tail lights are on as well. That one looks good. That one looks good too. Man, this looks nice. It's cool. It'll look better when you clean it. Man, this is sick. Oh yeah, you can see this through the dustiness. Today I'm working on this one. I started outside already. There's a gap right here that I was fixing. It's not a problem, there's just no bolts holding it together. This side I already started putting in all the hardware. Now I'm working on the fog lights. I'm gonna build brackets for them and put them in. These are the fog lights that are going in here. Nice. Yeah, those will look kind of like that. I've got a bracket set up. I have to put a hole right here and I'm going to make it an oval one, but I also have to just make it centered as much as I can. And this is sturdy. You can see right up there, it's bolted to the bumper bracket. There are 4 of these bolts right here that hold the bumper on, 2 on the bottom and 2 on the top. I made this to fit right in here. It slides up on there. These 2 bumper bracket bolts hold that on. And then I've got this little part of the shield right here to protect the bottom of the fog light because it's got a glass cover. So I'm going to protect the bottom of this from anything. So this is actually like another support bracket for the bumper. So that's pretty solid. Now I'm going to put the hole right there, and then I can mount the fog light directly to there, and then we can adjust still from the back, which will be right here. There'll be the bolt right here to adjust it. I got to pull this out and make another one for that side too. It's pretty simple. This is what the bracket looks like. I've got this little tab on here because right there, that little spot drops back about that far. So when I mount this flat across, these 2 sit where the bumper bracket is, and then this gap right here actually chills out a bit to this far. So that's what that is right there. So when it fits in here, as that goes up there, this sits on here and it rests against the back there. So it actually doesn't flop around and stuff. Nice. I've got this one mounted. And it's mounted securely. Both the fog lights are in. Nice. I've got this vane in here. This one right here needs an alternator, and the alternator for it is right here. So I'm going to change this tomorrow. It is time to roll out for the day. Good morning, everybody. I am done with what I was working on for the morning, and I've made it to the shop. That thing looks pretty cool. I like the lighting on it. Today, I'm going to work on this one. Now I've got room to get the alternator out. Nice. It's charging. Okay. I'm done with this. I had to fix this wire right here. This one was, looks like it was barely holding on, and then with the pressure washing, it kind of blew it open and it pulled it apart, so it was not getting a spark, and that's the reason why it wasn't starting just a while ago. So I'm gonna make sure it still starts while I'm goofing off with that. Let's see. Yep, it started. Not bad. This one is ready for sale. I think this one is going tomorrow. I've made it to the shop. I'll probably be working on one or all of these today. I'm going to finish what I was doing with the lights in the front of this, and then I will move to the lighting on the back of there. This one looks like the wiring for the fog light was getting put in as well. Oh, actually no. Those are put in now. Nice. A lot of times when I show up to the shop and the stuff is already done, that is all of what my bro Kyle is doing. He's the one that owns this joint, and these are all his cars. So whenever I show up and things are just put on, that's all what he's doing. So for a long time I worked on a lot of Chevys, and that's just kind of what I did. I didn't really work on Mustangs a whole lot until I started working here with my bro Kyle, and he's really into Mustangs. So I really like working on these, and I used to say I don't like working on the new stuff, but I think I was just being picky and I wanted to work on the old stuff. I actually am starting to get a hang of all of the newer Ford stuff that we've been working on. I was getting to these headlights. So I don't have a whole lot of experience doing 1-piece or 6-piece headlights on these Fox bodies, only because the ones that I've worked on before and I was doing body kits on, they already had 1-piece headlights on them. And I've never really dealt with these 6-piece ones that were on this one before. So taking those off and putting these on, I was having some fitment issues on the headlight right there. Not fitment to the bumper, more like fitment for the bulbs into the back of the headlight. So I was looking up different things, and as I was looking for differences in headlight harnesses and signal light harnesses, turns out everybody in the world does not like these 1-piece headlights because of the fitment issues. Everybody wants to stick with the 6-piece ones because apparently none of them fit. And luckily for us, these fit pretty good along with the bumper, and they fit pretty good when the hood is closed. These actually don't look that bad. Some of the comments were saying how like these look all riced out, like 2000s Fast and the Furious-ish. I actually really like this cleaned up look with the black housing. They have some crystal ones that are all chrome. I kind of dig these black housing ones, and I like that it's a clean 1-piece. But I'm going to have to do some work to get these to fit in the areas where they're supposed to go. And these are pretty good headlights. They're done like pretty good. It's just a little bit of the fitment stuff. A couple of the things just barely don't fit. This one only has 2 of the notches going out, up and down. And on the bulb, there's 4 of them. So it's missing the 2 that go that way and that way. This one, everything fits in there as far as the bulb. But the piece that slides over and clicks on, the one that slides over this piece here, it's actually the exact same size as this piece. So it's not going to slide over. Just kind of slams up against it. So I got to fix that problem. And then this one of these holes needs to be moved, or one of these notches needs to be moved. 2 of them fit. I think those 2 are the ones that fit. And this one way on this side here needs to be moved over, and there's no lock for it. So when you push the little piece and you turn it, you push the little tab on it, and it's supposed to clear another piece sticking up right here somewhere. That piece ain't even on here. I'm going to figure out how to secure these without having to deal with these in a month or 2. Just going to be a little bit of a fitment work is all. Let me go see what's going on with the back. May or may not be the same thing. So it looks like these are what will be going into here. Yeah, it don't seem so bad. The only thing is, these we need to get red bulbs for here. We're gonna have red bulbs in these to put in here, because clear bulbs with smoke taillight lenses is not gonna work too well. After a little inspection, turns out I'm an idiot, and this piece comes originally on the Fox bodies. This little ring right here comes on the new headlight. So these little grooves on here, there are 3 of them. They will fit on those 3 little grooves that go in there to ensure that this headlight is sitting correctly. So now that that's in there, it looks like it is sealed up. Now this piece goes back on. Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. It was like a quarter turn and it actually sealed it in there. So now the headlight's sealed up. Let me see if it reaches where it's supposed to. Oh yeah, it's actually protruding from there now. Now let me see what's up with the signal light. And this is gonna go in here, so I'll be wiring all of this up. That explains the vacuuming. All right. Well, I'm going to get to the light real quick, and then I'm going to get on that, I guess. What I'm going to do is, before the carpet goes in, I'm going to run the power wire from the battery, and I'm going to run that back here to wherever the amp is going to sit, and then I'm also going to ground it, and then run the speaker wires and the pre-outs from the head unit to the back area where I'm going to have the amp. I'll put all that in before I put the carpet in. Be a lot easier like that. Good morning, everybody. I have made it to the shop, and a couple of things from yesterday. That brown Escape I was looking at yesterday, I had to do that first. I was also working on the wiring for the foxbody Mustang, the stereo system. I think we're gonna put the amp on the box and we're gonna move it to the passenger side. Oh, the inside. I'm gonna be working on the console today. So I'm gonna clean this first and get it ready to be dyed black. And then I'm gonna take this piece out right here. There's an adapter for it, but I'm gonna see if it'll fit in here first. If it doesn't, I'm gonna have to build some little brackets to hold it in there so it looks professional and it doesn't look all res rigged. So I'm gonna be working on that today too. We got a few things to work on. I cleaned up all of this. Looks 100% different than when I started. I cleaned all the soda and everything off of here from 1992 until now. And after I cleaned it, I disinfected everything. And then I went with the brake cleaner and the steel wool, and I cleaned all of the surfaces again. And I tried to do that just to remove as much of the oils out of the outermost area of the plastic, and it gets a little sticky. It kind of feels like almost tacky, which is exactly what I want. And then I double up on that. I add this adhesion promoter. This Bulldog one is the only one that we use. So I take this adhesion promoter, and I will cover all the surfaces that I'm going to dye black. So then when we use the vinyl dye that's made specifically for this stuff, so then when I get the black on here, we won't have any problems with it flaking off or, I don't know, just turning out weird. Cool. All right. Now I've got the first coat. I have the adhesion promoter on there, and then I've got the dye on there too. So I'm gonna let this dry while I'm working on the wiring, and then I'll come back to it in a bit. Power on, works, accessory works. Okay, looks like it's kind of working. Bluetooth. Let's see if the radio works. Nice. Nice. Now we're ready to cruise. Will it stay on the same station? It does. Nice.
Over on X at KFMQ.
I like it. Well, now that I know it works, I gotta wire the whole thing in. Let me do that right now. Well, let me start on it right now. I'm trying to get all the wiring done that I need to put in before I put the radio in. This head unit goes into the console that I just got done making it black, which looks way cooler than this brownish gray. And in order to put that in, I have to put the carpet in. But before I put the carpet in, I have to get all of this wiring done. And I've got the amp wiring run right there. But for this head unit right here, I also need to run, a microphone to probably up here in this area, run it down, run it through the dash. I also have a line for a camera. There's going to be a rear camera on here, so I'm going to run that wiring with the amp wiring, run it to the back. When I run the camera cable for the video, I also need to run one of the wires that's for a power wire to turn the camera on, and that'll be run to the reverse light. So I'm going to run that to the reverse light. Also, I need to run a wire to here, where this blue one is. This light blue wire right here lets you know when the e-brake is on. And this thing won't let you do a bunch of stuff unless like the e-brake is on. So I don't know, like I think it's like watching movies, or I don't know what it is. But I remember the head units that had a DVD player on it, they would always have this switch for the e-brake, and you would have to have the e-brake on in order to watch a DVD or anything like that. But this one is definitely too short for a disc of any kind, so it's not a CD player or a DVD player. Everything's new age now. Kind of crazy. I've got a few things to do on this one. This is Mama Bear's ride. I gotta change the front brakes. I'm gonna change the tie rod in on that side, and I'm gonna bleed all of the brakes. I'm gonna change the spark plugs, and I'm gonna see what we can do about these variable valve timing actuators, solenoids. So we've got a few things to do before I even get to work. I've got the wheels off, and I'm gonna move this back, but I don't have one of the tools that compresses this, and for some odd reason, I cannot find a C-clamp big enough to put on there in this shop right now. We have a few, but they're like a little bit too short. We also took the back wheels off, and those are getting new tires put on them right now. This stud broke off right here. They were on the front, but we had to take them off and put them on the back because this tie rod is bad. This time I get to just cut it off and put a new tie rod in on it. So that's what we're gonna do, and then that will stop costing us money every few months for tires. And we have 2 more lugs on this one. The battery died on the impact, and I was trying to turn it with the breaker bar, but the other wheel's not on the ground, so that doesn't really work. So the battery's charging. We're trying to find a clamp.
I can't find any clamps.
It's a pretty big spot too.
Yes, there's only those plastic ones.
The wood clamps. Both of these are soaked in oil, so I can only guess that in there is the same. Yeah, looks like they're soaked in oil. So I'm going to change both of those while I have it off. I took the intake off so I can change these plugs. I got to clean that valve cover, and it looks like we've got a lot of buildup in here because the PCV is bad. So while the brake pads are being picked up, a new PCV is being picked up as well. Yeah, the sludge and this oil that's in here.
She says, what are you talking about, Daddy Bear?
It looks pretty bad.
So where?
It's right here, Luna. That PCV is bad right there, the one that goes in that hole. And that's what's getting all of this oil everywhere. And there's so much oil in there. Look at that. It's actually puddled up.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I bet those plugs are going to say a whole lot when we pull them out of there.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Luna Bear? What's the consensus on this?
Should have done it a long time ago, she said.
So it sounds like you're like a few thousand miles overdue. These are back now, and there are new tires mounted on here, so these are ready to go whenever we get them back on. I like that they're the same tires as those ones. Definitely got to wash those though. Right now we're putting in new plugs. There are a few things going on with this right now. We're going to do the tie rod in too as soon as I get this back up.
Thank you, Daddy Bear.
You're welcome. Love you, Mama.
Love you.
I've got the variable valve timing solenoid changed out. but we've got a broken bolt in the head, so I'm gonna drill that out before I put anything back together. After a couple of adjustments, I've got the alignment where it looks like it's pretty good. It's not pulling to either side. All right, everybody, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you all once again for stopping by and checking it out, hanging out with me for a bit. I hope you all have an awesome rest of your day, and y'all be careful whatever you're working on. Later.